Most people believe that leg cramps and muscle weakness are simply a normal part of aging. But the surprising truth is that science shows otherwise. Leg cramps often strike without warning. At night while sleeping, during a casual walk, or even when sitting quietly, and they can feel like a knife twisting in the muscle. I've spoken with countless patients, especially older adults, who dismiss these cramps as just getting older. Yet, what research reveals is that cramps are often linked to hidden imbalances in minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, combined with subtle changes in blood circulation. This means that even if you eat relatively healthy and stay active, your muscles may still cry out in pain if those nutrients are missing. The hopeful part? There are everyday vegetables, yes, simple foods you can buy at any market, that contain exactly the elements your body needs to strengthen legs, improve nerve signaling, and reduce the chance of cramps stealing your comfort. Before we dive into the list of vegetables, let me ask you something personal. Have you or someone in your family ever noticed muscles feeling tighter, feet becoming restless at night, or a sudden cramp that forces you to jump out of bed in pain? These are not just harmless nuisances, they are early warning signals. I've seen grandparents, even middle-aged adults, who were otherwise healthy, suddenly develop recurring cramps that affected their sleep, their balance, and even their confidence to walk outside. What's fascinating is that these cramps often had less to do with age itself and more to do with hidden deficiencies in circulation and electrolytes. The body sends these subtle alarms long before more serious complications arise. The encouraging news is that targeted nutrition, specifically certain vegetables, can quietly restore balance, strengthen muscle fibers, and keep legs steady. And the best part, these foods are affordable, accessible, and safe for daily use. Let's start with the first powerful vegetable on our list, spinach. This simple green is far more than a side dish. It's packed with magnesium, one of the most important minerals for muscle relaxation. Many of the patients I've met who suffer from frequent night cramps actually had low magnesium intake without even realizing it. Magnesium works like nature's muscle relaxant. It helps prevent sudden contractions and supports the tiny electrical signals that keep your muscles and nerves communicating smoothly. Spinach also provides potassium, which balances fluids and prevents dehydration-related cramps. What's striking is how easy it is to add spinach into your daily meals, whether blended into a soup, mixed into stir-fry, or even as part of a morning omelet. By consistently eating spinach, you give your legs the nutrients they need to stay strong, flexible, and cramp-free. Small changes like this can create remarkable improvements in mobility and overall comfort. The second vegetable may surprise you, sweet potatoes. Most people think of them only as a source of carbohydrates, but they are in fact one of the richest natural sources of potassium. Why does that matter? Because potassium is essential for keeping the electrical rhythm of your muscles stable. Without enough potassium, nerves can misfire and muscles can spasm, leading to those sudden, painful cramps that wake you up at night. I've seen older adults who struggled with cramps for years finally experience relief once they began including potassium-rich foods like sweet potatoes regularly. In addition, sweet potatoes contain complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly, helping to fuel muscles without sudden spikes or crashes. Roasted, steamed, or mashed, they're delicious and easy to incorporate into meals. Think of them not just as comfort food, but as a natural therapy for your legs, supporting endurance, reducing cramp risk, and strengthening every step you take. Our third vegetable is broccoli, a powerhouse that often gets underestimated. Beyond its reputation for supporting digestion, broccoli is loaded with calcium, a mineral many people associate only with bone health. But calcium also plays a crucial role in how your muscles contract and relax. Without enough of it, muscle fibers can become overly excitable, leading to stiffness and cramping. I've met patients who were surprised to learn that their recurring cramps weren't simply from fatigue, but from not getting enough calcium-rich foods daily. Broccoli also delivers vitamin K and antioxidants that help reduce inflammation, which can quietly weaken leg muscles over time. The beauty of broccoli is that it's versatile. Steam it lightly to preserve nutrients, add it to soups, or toss it into stir-fries. Every serving strengthens not just your bones, but also the neuromuscular balance that keeps legs steady and pain-free. A simple plate of broccoli can truly protect your mobility. Next on the list is beetroot, a vegetable that stands out not only for its deep red color, but for its remarkable effect on blood flow. Beetroot is rich in nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation. For older adults, better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients delivered to leg muscles, reducing the likelihood of cramps and weakness. I've seen studies showing that beetroot juice can actually enhance endurance and lower muscle fatigue during activity. Imagine what that means for daily life. Walking longer without pain, climbing stairs with confidence, or even sleeping through the night without cramps interrupting rest. Beets can be roasted, blended into juices, or sliced into salads, making them an easy and flavorful addition to meals. By nourishing your circulation, beetroot doesn't just prevent cramps, it helps restore strength and vitality to your legs in a natural way. Our fifth vegetable is kale, often called a superfood, and for good reason. Kale is an excellent source of both magnesium and calcium, the dynamic duo for preventing cramps. Magnesium keeps the muscles relaxed, while calcium ensures proper contraction and release. Without the right balance of these two, muscles can misfire and seize up painfully. In my practice, I've met many adults who thought they were eating enough greens, but after introducing kale into their diets, they noticed fewer cramps and improved stamina. Kale also contains vitamin C and antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, protecting muscle cells from damage that often comes with aging. The best part is how versatile it is. Blend it into smoothies, sauté with garlic, or add to soups. Each serving of kale is like giving your legs a double shield, one that fights cramping and another that strengthens long-term muscle resilience. It's a simple, powerful way to protect mobility. The sixth vegetable that deserves attention is cucumbers. At first glance, they may seem too simple to make a difference, but cucumbers are an excellent source of hydration and contain important electrolytes like potassium and magnesium. Dehydration is one of the most overlooked causes of muscle cramps, especially in older adults who may not feel thirsty as often. I've met patients who experienced nightly cramps that disappeared almost completely after they began increasing both water and cucumber intake. The high water content helps restore fluid balance, while the minerals support smooth muscle and nerve function. Sliced into salads, blended into refreshing drinks, or eaten as a crunchy snack, cucumbers offer a practical way to keep your muscles nourished and hydrated. When combined with other nutrient-rich vegetables, cucumbers act like a natural buffer, preventing the silent triggers of cramping and ensuring your legs remain flexible, strong, and pain-free every day. Finally, our seventh vegetable is zucchini, a gentle yet powerful ally for healthy legs. Zucchini is rich in potassium and magnesium. But what makes it special is its easy digestibility, which means the body can absorb its nutrients efficiently without causing bloating or heaviness. Many older adults I've spoken with prefer zucchini because it's light, versatile, and doesn't irritate the stomach, yet it delivers the exact minerals needed to calm overactive muscles. Potassium helps maintain steady fluid balance, while magnesium eases tension, both critical for preventing sudden cramps. Zucchini also contains antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which support overall tissue health. You can grill it, sauté it, or add it to soups, and every serving gently strengthens your legs from the inside out. Think of zucchini as a quiet protector, simple in appearance, but surprisingly effective in keeping cramps at bay and supporting mobility as you age. Now that we've explored all 7 vegetables, let's connect the dots. What do spinach, sweet potatoes, broccoli, beetroot, kale, cucumbers, and zucchini have in common? They're all rich in minerals, magnesium, potassium, and calcium that your muscles crave to stay balanced. Yet they also offer something deeper: anti-inflammatory compounds, hydration, and circulation support. Together, they create a natural defense system against cramps and weakness. I often remind my patients that medication may treat symptoms, but food has the power to rebuild health at the root. Imagine this: instead of waking up in the middle of the night with a stabbing cramp, your muscles remain calm, nourished, and relaxed. Instead of feeling hesitant to climb stairs, you step up confidently, supported by stronger legs. These are not far-fetched promises. They are realistic outcomes when vegetables become a daily priority. Nutrition, after all, is one of medicine's oldest and most reliable tools. But here's something most people overlook. It's not just about eating these vegetables occasionally, it's about consistency. Muscles and nerves rely on a steady supply of minerals to function properly. And when intake is irregular, cramps can still sneak in. I've met patients who said, "Doctor, I eat spinach once a week. Why am I still cramping?" The truth is, nutrients like magnesium and potassium work best when they are replenished daily because the body doesn't store large amounts for long. Think of it like charging a phone. You can't plug it in once and expect it to last forever. Similarly, your legs need a daily recharge through food. That's why incorporating these vegetables into every meal matters. A small portion at lunch, a handful at dinner, or blended into breakfast can make all the difference in preventing those painful midnight spasms that disrupt rest and confidence. Another hidden factor we need to address is circulation. Many people believe cramps come only from weak muscles, but poor blood flow is often the real culprit. When circulation slows, muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients, making them vulnerable to sudden spasms. I've seen older adults with perfectly strong muscles still suffer cramps simply because their blood vessels weren't delivering enough supply. This is where vegetables like beetroot truly shine, by naturally widening blood vessels and improving oxygen delivery. Pairing beets with greens like spinach or kale creates a double benefit: stronger muscle fibers and better circulation at the same time. Think about it. Every step you take depends on both muscle strength and blood flow working together. Neglect one, and you risk cramps. Nurture both, and your legs can carry you further, longer, and with less pain. That's the remarkable synergy vegetables quietly provide each day. Hydration is another piece of the puzzle many people underestimate. Even mild dehydration can trigger cramps because it throws off the balance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium in the body. I've met patients who drink tea or coffee throughout the day but forget to replenish with enough water, leaving their muscles vulnerable at night. This is where water-rich vegetables like cucumbers and zucchini play a critical role. They don't just deliver minerals, they also supply fluid directly into your cells, helping restore the delicate electrolyte balance that prevents spasms. Imagine your muscles as electrical wires. Without enough fluid, the current sparks uncontrollably. With hydration, the signals flow smoothly, keeping muscles relaxed. Simple daily habits like adding cucumber slices to water or enjoying zucchini in soups can quietly build a shield against cramps. It's not complicated medicine, it's smart, consistent nourishment that keeps your legs resilient. Now, let's talk about inflammation, a silent driver of leg weakness that many people ignore. Chronic low-grade inflammation stiffens tissues, irritates nerves, and makes cramps more frequent. The remarkable thing is that vegetables naturally counter this process. Kale, broccoli, and spinach, for instance, are rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients that calm inflammation at the cellular level. I've witnessed patients who struggled with recurring cramps despite stretching and hydration, but after boosting their intake of anti-inflammatory vegetables, their symptoms eased dramatically. It wasn't an overnight fix, but over weeks and months, their legs became less tight and more reliable. Think of these vegetables as tiny fire extinguishers, quietly cooling down inflammation before it spreads. That's why consistency again matters. Not just one serving here and there, but daily, deliberate choices. Over time, your legs are not only stronger, they're also freer from the invisible stress that fuels cramps. Let me share a common observation. Many families assume that once a parent or grandparent starts experiencing cramps, it's simply a sign of aging they must accept. But in reality, what I often see in clinic is something very different. When these same individuals improve their diet with the right vegetables, their cramps decrease, their mobility improves, and their quality of life transforms. One grandmother I recall had stopped joining family walks because of nighttime cramps and fatigue. After adding spinach, sweet potatoes, and cucumbers regularly, she not only slept through the night but regained confidence to walk with her grandchildren again. This is the hidden potential of food. It doesn't just nourish the body, it restores independence and dignity. The point is clear: Cramps are not an inevitable fate of aging. With proper nutrition, legs can stay strong and capable, allowing life to be lived more fully. You may wonder, if vegetables are so effective, why don't more people use them as their first line of defense against cramps? The truth is, many underestimate the medical power of food. We live in a culture that often looks to pills for quick relief, yet those pills only mask symptoms temporarily. Vegetables, on the other hand, deliver nutrients that rebuild muscle function and circulation from the inside out. I've seen patients spend years on supplements, yet a simple change like eating spinach daily produced results they never expected. The science is clear. Magnesium, potassium, and calcium from natural foods are absorbed more efficiently than from many synthetic tablets. And unlike medication, vegetables come with no harmful side effects, only added benefits for digestion, heart health, and immunity. That's why I always encourage people to see their kitchen as the first pharmacy, where true lasting healing begins. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on what this truly means. Have you or your parents ever felt a sudden cramp while climbing stairs, or a sharp pull in the calf that stopped you mid-step? These moments are not random, they are signals. Your body is asking for balance, for nutrients it's quietly missing. I've met countless individuals who ignored these signs until the cramps grew worse, limiting their independence. But when they responded with the right foods, spinach for magnesium, beets for circulation, cucumbers for hydration, the changes were profound. They moved more freely, slept more soundly, and regained confidence in their daily routines. The lesson here is powerful. Every cramp is an opportunity to listen, adjust, and nourish. Instead of brushing it off as just aging, view it as a reminder that your legs still need care. And vegetables remain one of the simplest, most effective answers. Now, imagine the bigger picture. What happens if cramps are ignored year after year? Weakness progresses, balance declines, and falls become more likely. In older adults, a single fall can lead to fractures, hospitalization, even loss of independence. That's why I stress this point so often. Preventing cramps is not just about comfort. It's about protecting mobility and longevity. The vegetables we've discussed are not just food choices, they are safeguards for your future. Spinach, broccoli, and kale protect muscle function. Sweet potatoes and zucchini maintain steady electrolytes. Beets improve circulation, and cucumbers keep hydration in check. Together, they form a shield against the downward spiral of weakness and immobility. I've seen patients who thought walking with a cane was inevitable, but with the right nutrition and lifestyle, regained strength and stability. The message is clear. Small, consistent dietary choices can preserve freedom for years to come. So how can you start applying this today? Begin with small, practical steps. Add a handful of spinach to your morning omelet, roast sweet potatoes as a side dish for lunch, or sip beet juice in the afternoon. Keep cucumbers sliced in the fridge for hydration, toss broccoli or kale into your dinner, and saute zucchini with garlic for a light, nutrient-packed meal. It doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. These are all vegetables available in local markets. I've seen that when patients treat these foods as medicine and eat them consistently, the results come naturally. Fewer cramps, stronger legs, and more energy. The key is not waiting for the pain to worsen before acting. Start early, even if your cramps seem occasional. Think of every meal as an opportunity to invest in your legs, your strength, and your independence for the years ahead. As we close, remember this: cramps are not an unavoidable sentence of aging. They are signals, messages from your body that it needs better support. And that support doesn't always come from a pill bottle, but from the choices you make at your dining table. Spinach, sweet potatoes, broccoli, beetroot, kale, cucumbers, and zucchini are more than everyday vegetables. They are tools to keep your legs strong, your nights restful, and your steps steady. I encourage you to share this knowledge with your family, especially with parents and grandparents who may silently struggle. Have you or your loved ones ever experienced night cramps or weakness while walking? Share your stories in the comments. your experience might guide someone else to take action. Because when we choose foods that nourish circulation, muscles, and nerves, we're not just eating, we're investing in the freedom to move, live, and age with strength.